What's up, everyone? It's my pleasure to introduce this video of me getting a chance and an opportunity to speak to Ashley Whitney, famous Cerritos College alum, went to North High School in Riverside, Cerritos College, San Diego State, multiple time national champion, got a chance to compete for Team USA in the Olympic Games. I think her story is going to really resonate with us just because of the simple fact that she's someone who took the path less traveled, wasn't afraid to make decisions that were unpopular, is a true testament of following your passion and your dreams. When I think about Whitney, I mean, I just remember her being a young lady, a freshman, when I was, a young coach, and just watching her thrive and develop, and just seeing her blossom into the woman who she is today is, very proud moment. She's not afraid to take advantage of an opportunity, but that also doesn't take opportunity for granted. And I think as a former Falcon alum and all Falcons for the future and the past, extremely proud of her. But not only that, Cerritos College as a whole. And I think she's a true testament of what it is to be a community college athlete. And I think her story can really resonate with many of us. So enjoy and look forward to your feedback. All right. Hey, Cerritos Falcon family. Just wanted to share and got an opportunity to take a little bit of time from Whitney Ashley. She's a Cerritos College alumni, superstar, went on to do some amazing things at San Diego State, competed for Team USA, but I'm going to let her go ahead and brag on herself. But for those of you guys that don't know, I'm Coach Richardson and the head track coach at Cerritos College. And I had the fortune of getting to know Whitney while she was at Cerritos, while I was kind of cutting my teeth as a track coach. So we were able to share some experiences. But Whitney, go ahead and introduce yourself. Give us some of your credentials.
Hello, Falcons. Again, my name is Whitney Ashley, and I am a Cerritos College alumni, a proud alumni. I graduated in 2009, so you guys can do the math. I don't want to talk about my age. Let's move on. I began my career actually as a basketball player. I would like to think a pretty talented one, and I did track because my mom was a track coach and I didn't have a choice. She forced me. And little by little, I was kicking butt. I was winning and then going back to play basketball. In my junior year, I decided I was going to do track full time. I had a coach pull me aside at the time and said, I want you to think about longevity. And although I think you're a great basketball player, I think you can go on beyond college. And I think track and field can take you places that you've never dreamed before. And I held on to those words. I thought about it all summer and I quit basketball, which was detrimental to my family because we don't know anything about track. It took a long time for them to support me just because they were used to basketball games. Anywho, I ended up going to Cerritos College out of high school. And I wanted to stop there for a second because there's like this negative stigma that comes around. Oh, you went to a community college. And I had that initially because I was supposed to go to a Division I university. I was recruited by San Diego State out of high school, but I fell short on my SATs. I did not take them seriously. I won't lie to you guys. I took it one time and I thought I'm smart enough. I have a 3.0, like it's not that hard. And they called me back and said, it's not high enough. It's not meeting, it didn't match the 3.0 GPA. And so they said, we will hold your scholarship. I don't even know if you can do that anymore, but we will offer you if you can continue to perform well. I finished my AA in a year and a half. It didn't even take me 2 years. I just hung around for a whole summer before I went to San Diego State because I knew, I have the brains, you know. I finished in a year and a half, went on to San Diego State, and I went as a shot putter. They recruited me to be a shot putter. And when I got there, of course, the great Lloyd Higgins told me that I needed to learn the discus throw. My first year, I became a national champion for Cerritos College, and I thought I still hated it. Second year, I was an All-American and went on to San Diego State University. At San Diego State, my very first year, again, throwing the discus, recruited as a shot putter, became an All-American. And my second year there, I won a national title. I was the first NCAA champion for San Diego State in 26 years. I think so at the time, it was like 1986 or something, like 1984 was the last time they had an individual champion for the program. From then on, I thought, okay, I'm going to go into PR. I'm going to run a firm. I was ready for the coats and the suits and the dresses. And then another coach stepped in and goes, wait. you're not done. I think you have the ability to make an Olympic team. And I was like, I'm not that good. Like, you know, I thought they were just gassing me. I won a title. Let's move on. And so again, I went home again that summer and I thought, I have my whole life to work. Punch in and punch out. I don't have my whole life to be an athlete. Let me take advantage of this opportunity while I'm young. And I mean, I don't have much going on. And essentially, I just thought, I just got my degree. Why not? From then on, from 2000, I graduated 2013. From 2013 to 2016, I traveled to over 30 countries. I made my first Olympic team. I made 2013, 15, 16, 17, 4 USA teams, 1 Olympic team, met President Obama. I had lunch with him at the White House after the Olympic Games. And I was the first part of my career, the best time of my life. I met some incredible people, and I truly stepped outside of my comfort zone and learned more about myself as a person and as a woman and who I was and what I stood for in my time as an athlete. I feel a job could have never taught me. Experiences that I'll hold on for a lifetime, hopefully to share with my children one day. And sky truly became the limit for me. Although everyone knew me for a big personality and being a diva, I was very, very shy and extremely insecure about myself. And sports, again, put a lot of meat on my bones and just taught me to be strong and comfortable in who I am and what I believe in, and showed me another side of being a diva, I'd say, but with a little more class. And so I'm truly thankful for sports and what it's been able to do for me. And yeah, go Falcons.
Awesome. Yeah, I just have a couple of follow-up questions. I mean, I appreciate you sharing, you know, kind of when it comes to all those things you've done, you know, you've accomplished so much and you've had so many great experiences. And I can tell you firsthand that I know that Cerritos College is extremely proud of you. You know, I know Coach Higgins and all the other coaches, Coach Wells, Coach Allen, and even myself, you know, being able to have that, you know, those little short micro experiences with you as I was beginning my coaching career. And it's funny because I remember that Junior Olympics. You know, I remember that. That was so crazy. You know, the one question I want to ask you, or at least start off with, is like, why did you go to Cerritos College? Like, how did that come about? Because that's, you know, you went to high school in Riverside,
Yes.
Which is not near Cerritos, but you know, pretty close. So for you, like, what led to that?
I was on a recruiting trip to Long Beach State, and I was accompanied with another athlete. Usually they have a group, and there was a girl there throwing the hammer. She was a hammer thrower. I honestly had no idea what that was. And I was like, you throw what? And she's like, oh my God, you should learn it. Like, you want to be more, you know, she was one of those, like, you need to be more versatile and like, you need to throw more events. And so I looked at my mom and I was like, we need to learn how to throw the hammer. And I was like, where are you learning it? She goes, this man named Lloyd Higgins, is teaching me at a community college. And so we got in contact with him. We called him and he said, sure, come on out. And he literally was teaching me, I think, a few times a week out in Glendora. Is it Glendora Community College, I believe, or something like that at the time. He wasn't at Cerritos yet. And he was coaching me in high school privately to throw the hammer. So that I can throw.
Citrus High School.
Citrus High School, something like that, yes. And so we were throwing the hammer a few times a week. Then he goes, I'm actually going to take a job at Cerritos College next year. If you don't receive a scholarship, I'd like you to come throw for me. And I was very comfortable with this man. I trusted this man. And I said, okay. And that's how I ended up at Cerritos. I followed Higgins from my private coaching to the community college. And I don't regret it. It was the best 2 years of my life. Awesome. The best 2 years of my life.
Yeah. I know you had some connections there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that was awesome. Like, you were a big part of definitely solidifying the throws culture. I think, obviously, you know, you keep track. There's the Cerritos College, you know, women's throws have been dominating, and you were the kickoff to that. And so, yeah, like, you were the central piece. So that's awesome. Well, what, if you think back, like, what's one thing, you know, being a Cerritos College student athlete, you know, obviously you had D1 aspirations, potential, and opportunities. But what's one thing maybe you think back, you're like, dang, I kind of took that for granted. What's something that you maybe took for granted? I know it's a little tough, but just something that comes to mind.
Easy. Strength and conditioning, and doing the small things, working on the small details. And it's embarrassing to talk about, but if you ask anyone, and during that time when I used to come to the weight room, I'd come in there with a frappuccino and some Uggs, and it was social hour for me. And I would literally walk around and just motivate my teammates. I didn't want any parts of the weight room. I used to have this idea that women didn't need to be buff. I felt like I was throwing far enough. I was complacent. And I thought, well, I'm winning. Like, why do I need to get stronger if I'm beating the crap out of these girls who are in the weight room?
Mm-hmm.
And I got it all wrong. I probably could have thrown 10 times further had I taken that seriously. And I would have had a smaller learning curve when I went to San Diego State. There was so much untapped knowledge that was like poured onto me. I had to redshirt because I didn't know enough. And because it wasn't that it wasn't introduced to me, I wasn't receptive to it. And so if anything, the things that you hate, it's probably the road you need to go down, in all honesty, whether it's strength conditioning, whether it's extra running on the weekends, abs, working on your mobility and doing yoga. I don't know what it could be, or it could be your mental preparation. Meditation is huge for me, and visualizations, and I don't know, but I would take it seriously. Don't put things off, because that can really take you. You have no idea what you're missing out on or how close you are to being where you want to be if you just do the small things.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I can say the same. I think back and I'm like, dang, there's things I took for granted, like,
Oh, absolutely.
man. And it's that old adage that like, oh man, if I knew then what I know now, right?
Yeah.
But I always kind of preface that when I talk to people is that if you knew the information, you wouldn't know what to do with it. It's experiences. It's like learning that, dang, I need to be in the weight room, like getting exposed and having like bumping your head. And so it's like one of those like catch 22s, the difference between, finding out like, all right, how do I correlate or how do I apply this new knowledge? So that's, you preface it really well. Next thing, like when it comes to transfer, because transferring is hard, right? Making decisions and figuring that out. Fortunately, obviously, you had your mom, and your mom's, a rock star. So obviously, I know she's a great support system. But when it comes for you, like, just being open, like, what are some things that maybe factored in? Is there anything that sticks out about you, factors in, like what helped you create your transfer process? Like, what are some things that you thought about or that you think, helped you with that?
I thought about the things that I preach being rooted into something in your life so that you don't drift off or you lose yourself. And family for me is that root. I'm very, very connected to my family. I'm very close to them. My mom is like my everything, I'm very protective of her. And I thought I didn't want to be too far. So that played a part. And I got rid of all the schools that were like, nope, I needed to be a drive away from my family if something were to happen. And so that played a part. And that may not be the same. Some people need to get away from their family because they're toxic. It just really depends on your situation. And so if you're the person who can go out of state, being able to connect with your teammates, and you can weed out, if they're playing, behind a mask, like, oh, these girls or these guys don't seem genuine. Really, can you connect and grow from the people around you? Do these athletes want the same thing as you? Are they looking to go pro, or they just want to party and enjoy the college life and wear a uniform? Or they're really there to work hard? And also a connection with your coach. Do they care about you as an athlete and as a student athlete and as a potential working professional when you're finished, depending on which way you want to go? And I drew very close to my coaches. They cared about, what do you want to do when you're done? How can I help you get there? A lot of coaches only care about you when you have a jersey on. And when your time is up, it's like, all right, well, good luck to you. Hope you figure it out. And that's huge. I feel like we do an incredible disservice in the NCAA system, throwing kids by the wayside and not teaching them anything. And there's a lot to learn in college. And I feel like coaches should take that a little more seriously. It's something you should look around and, or do they have great resources for you outside of your coaching? So sometimes going to a school, even if it's a smaller school, if your coach can't do it, do you have the resources available to you to get you where you want to go when you're finished with your collegiate career?
Yeah, so, awesome. Yeah, I love that. You haven't seen our new weight room yet, huh?
No, I've seen pictures.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, you would have wanted to lift it in if you're. If you had
man,
like, I just want to mess this stuff up. Yeah, and it's so funny because I'm a mama's boy, so I know all about that. You know, I went to Long Beach State, so I stayed close, and yeah, it was a big deal for me. But
Mhm.
I want to say, you know, I definitely appreciate your time, and I know that, you know, your story, your message, and, you know, your input is going to have an influence on our future student athletes, you know, hopefully future Falcons and current ones, and ones maybe that have recently left us. So, I mean, I can't say how much I appreciate you and you sharing your time with me and us. And so, you know, good luck this year. And
Thank
last but not
you.
least, you know, how is it, you know, how are you feeling? You getting ready for 2021? It doesn't even
It's,
flow. It doesn't even
yeah,
sound, it's the same
it
as
sounds
2020.
weird. Tokyo 2021.
2020.
I
Yeah,
know.
and all those people back in 2017 posting 2020, you know, here I come.
Isn't it
Yeah. So
crazy?
what's it looking like? How's it feeling?
At first, it was a bit of a letdown just because there was so much uncertainty. They didn't postpone the Olympics till way later. It was almost the last thing to get canceled.
Yeah.
And so as everything was shutting down, I had a breakdown because I thought, we can't use facilities. I can't lift. Like, I'm going to be laughing stock. I'm not going to perform well. When they announced the Olympics were postponed, it was the biggest weight off my shoulder. For some people, it was like, no. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like,
You bought some time.
what preparation could I really do if I didn't have anything? Like, home workouts are cute, but come on now. Push-ups aren't going to get me, to Tokyo. Let's be honest. And so I was excited, and I've never had a year off. A lot of athletes in their career go, I took a year off. In 7 years of being pro, I've never had a season off. So I took it upon myself to do yoga and work on my weaknesses, really iron out, coach, what do we want to look like next year? And we left no rock unturned during this quarantine training. And I'm super confident we're going to go into break soon, rest our bodies, and come back in the fall. And there's not going to be too much discovery. I would like to progress to where we left off and have fun. Like, pressure and things like that, I've been there already. It's just relax and do what I know how to do. I won the last Olympic trials. I'd like to do it again. And I don't care what any other girl has done before or how far they've thrown. It's all about me, and I'm excited. It's my farewell tour. It's my last one. I am not doing anymore. I'm tired, but I always knew it when I felt like that. It was time.
Yeah.
This is it for me, and I'm really, really excited to go. I'm hoping to do more meets in California. Also, Mount Sac would be great. To go out with meets that I've PR'd big earlier in my career. It'd be so nice to finish my career at some of those meets as well. So I'm looking
Awesome.
forward to it. Yeah,
Hey, when you're out here, make sure you stop by and see us. That's for sure.
absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for your time, and appreciate you. And, you know, make sure you guys are cheering Whitney on as she progresses for 2021.